Hello friends, now in this lecture we will start revision of arithmetic progression. Okay, so we'll start very basic definition of arithmetic progression. That means if we add a constant in the previous term and we'll get a series, then in short we'll say it's an arithmetic progression. For example, if I take first term as 3, now if I keep on adding 5, so 3 plus 5 8, 8 plus 5 13, 13 plus 5 18, and so on. So this gives you an arithmetic progression. By adding a constant in the very first term, if we get a series, then that series is called the arithmetic progression. Now in this is called the first term, generally denoted by A. Now whatever we are adding in the first term or in the previous term to get the next term is called the common difference, denoted by D. So here I can obtain D by subtracting first term from the second term or second term from the third term and so on. So here I can write this is either A2 minus A1 or A3 minus A2, or in short I can say an plus 1 minus an. Any term minus previous term is known as the common difference. There is one more formula of common difference that is given by D is equal to Tm minus Tn upon m minus n. So this is the one of the formula of the common difference, and this is the one more formula of the common difference that can be asked directly in MCQ part or in 1 mark question. Okay, now after this we'll see the questions. The very first type of question that a series will be given to you and you have to find the first term and the common difference and the next 3 or 4 terms. Okay, for example, we have suppose minus 5 minus 1, okay, then 3, then 7 and this. So what you have to find, that what is the first term of this sequence, what is the common difference of the sequence, and what will be the next 3 terms. Now over here that we have to take care about whether it is given in the question it is AP or not. Sometimes they do ask write the first term, common difference, and the next 4 terms of the sequence. So in that case, first of all, you have to verify whether it is AP or not. But over here, it is already given it is an AP. So simply here, first term is minus 5. Common difference is minus 1 minus minus 5, that is minus 1 plus 5, that is 4. So that means by adding 4 we are getting the next term. So next 3 terms or 4 terms of AP are here 7 plus 4 11, 15, 19, 23 and so on. Okay, first term, common difference in the next few terms or 3 or 4 terms. This is the very first type of question. Okay, now second type of question, that means directly A and D will be given to you and they will ask you to find the next 3 terms. A will be given to you, that means first term will be given to you as well as common difference. Let us say A equal to minus 4, D is equal to 0.5. Then find the then find the first 4 or 5 terms of the AP. So we'll start with first term is minus 4. Okay, second term A2 is equal to minus 4 plus 0.5, that is minus 3.5. Then A3 is now minus 3.5 plus 0.5. We are adding the common difference in the next term, sorry, previous term to get the next term. So here I added the common difference into first term, so I got the second term. Now when I add the common difference into the second term, I will get the third term, that is 3.0. Then if I add the common difference in the third term, I will get the fourth term, that is minus 2.5. So in this way I am able to get the next few terms of the AP. That is the minus 2.0. Okay, so AP is minus 4, minus 3.5, minus 3.0, minus 2.5, minus 2.0, or simply 2. Okay, that was the second type of question. Okay, we'll see next type of question. Now, before we move to the next type of question, we'll see one formula. Suppose, uh, see, if the first term is A, okay, and the common difference is D, then AP is given by A, then A plus D, then A plus 2D, then A plus 3D, and so on. Now over here, if you observe, this is the first term and the common difference, sorry, and the coefficient of D is 0. Here, this is the second term and the coefficient of D is 1. In third term, the coefficient of D is 2. That means whatever is the position of the term, the coefficient of D is 1 less than that. For fourth term, the coefficient is 3. For the fifth term, coefficient will be 4. So in that way, if I want to find its nth term, then coefficient will be 1 less than. So for nth term, n 1 less than n, that is n minus d. So in this way, I will get the general term or nth term of AP, that is A plus n minus 1 into D. Okay, an or tn, these are the ways to denote the nth term. Either I can write an or I can write tn, the nth term of the AP, A plus n minus 1 into D. Now sometimes they do ask you, see, for with the help of this formula I can find the any term of the AP. For example, if I have A, n and D, and if it is asked to find the fourth term or the 14th term, simply I will put n equal to 4 or 14 respectively. Okay, so this is the nth term. Now suppose if an AP consisting n terms exactly, then definitely the nth term will be the last term. So this is the also formula for the last term. Okay, if that AP contains exactly n terms, so we'll say this is also the last term denoted by L, A plus n minus 1 into D. Okay, so first term, common difference, nth term. With the help of this, now we will see the next type of question. Okay, so next question. Suppose we have A. Okay, let us see how to. A value of A is given 7 for an AP. A equal to 7, D is equal to 3, n is equal to 8. So you have to find a n. That means you have to find eighth term. When I say n equal to 8 and to find a n, that means you have to find the nth term. Simply, if you see this formula, a n is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. So here, if you observe carefully, there are four variables: a n, a n, and finally d. So among these four variables, 3 will be given to you and fourth will be the question, or the fourth you have to the find. Over here, a, d and n are given, you have to find the a n. So I'll apply the formula. A n is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. Over here, this a n I have to obtain. So a n is equal to a is 7 plus 8 minus 1 into 3. So a n is equal to 7 plus 8 minus 1 is 7. 7 into 3, 21. That is 28. That means now instead of a n, it's better to write a 8. That means eighth term of the AP is 28. First term is 7, common difference is 3. Then eighth term of the AP is 28. Okay, so that was the first type of question on this formula. Now, as I told you, among these four variables, 3 will be given to you, fourth will be asked. So let us see one more question on this base. Suppose this time a is unknown. Okay, next question. Now a you have to find. D is minus 3, D is minus 3, n is equal to 18, and a n equal to minus 5. A n equal to minus 5. In other words, a n equal to minus 5, that means a 18 equal to minus 5. Value of 18th term is given, common difference is given, and we have to find the first term. So again, I'll apply the same formula. A n is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. Now over here, a n means a18. So a18 is equal to a plus 18 minus 1 into d. D is minus 3. Okay, now value of a18 is minus 5. A we have to obtain. 18 minus 1 is 17, and 17 into minus 3, minus 51. So minus 5 plus 51 is equal to a, and this gives you the value of a, that is 46. Okay, so this is the value of first term. So on the basis of this question, these type of questions may be asked. Among 4 variables, 3 will be given to you, fourth you have to obtain. Okay, now next we will see over there they will ask you directly the question. That means AP will be given to you and they will ask you find the 30th term, 4th term, 3rd term, and so on. Okay, so next question is find the 30th term of AP. Find the 30th term of AP 10, 7, 4. 10, 7, 4. Now over here again it is given AP, so no need to verify whether the sequence is AP or not, but sometime they will ask you find the 30th term of the sequence. In that case, first you have to show whether the given sequence is AP or not. So over here, okay, here simply we have A equal to 10, D equal to A2 minus A1, that is 7 minus 10, that is minus 3. Now what we have to find? A30. Now An is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. So A30 is equal to, at the place of A I will put 10, at the place of n 30 minus 1, and at the place of D, that is minus 3. So similar question we already saw. Over there the framing of the question was different, and over here they are directly asking the 30th term of the AP. Okay, so I'm leaving the calculation part for you. Now we'll come to the next question. Okay, now next question is which term of the AP, okay, which term of the AP, next question is which term of the AP, okay, here AP is given and they are asking that which term of AP has that particular value. Is 78. That means if I follow the sequence, then at what position I will get 78, that I have to find. So over here I can say indirectly A is given, common difference is given, and I have to find the position. That means whether the 3rd term, 13th term, 17th term, which term of AP will be this. That means indirectly I have to find the value of n. An is given, I have to find A. So here I have to find n. Here A is equal to 3, D is equal to 18. It should be, let me see this, it is 3, 8, 13. 3, then 8, then 13, then 18. Okay, so D is equal to 8 minus 3, that is 5, and An equal to 78. That is given. What we have to find? N, position. That means at what position I will get the 78, whether that this is the value of 7th term or 13th term or 11th term, that I have to obtain. So again I will apply the formula of an only. An is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. An is 78, a is 3, okay, n minus 1, d is 5. Okay, so let me solve this for you. 78 minus 3 is equal to n minus 1 into 5. Okay, so 75 upon 5 is equal to n minus 1. So n minus 1 is equal to 15. Therefore n equal to 16. That means value of 16th term is 78. Okay, position of the 16th term is 78, or the 78 is at the 16th position. For example, this is at the second position, this is at the third position, fourth position. In that way, if you write all the terms, definitely at the 16th position you will get the value 78. Okay. Okay, now we will see the next question. Okay, now find the number of terms. Okay, find the number of terms. Find the number of terms. One AP is given and you have to find how many terms it has. Okay, whenever it is asked to find the number of terms, be sure the last term must be given to you. And here last term is minus 47. Definitely we can see this is decreasing AP. Second term is less than the first term, third term is less than the second term, and so on. So definitely it is decreasing AP. So last term is negative. So how we have to find how many terms are there in this AP. So again here I can say, see this question and the previous question were almost same. In the previous question it was asked 78 will be at what position. Here they are asking minus 47 will be at what position, and that will be the last term. Okay, so here instead of writing an, I can write L. Okay, last term is given here. L is equal to minus 47, A is equal to 18, D is equal to 15 integer 1 by 2 minus 18. That is 15.5 minus 18, that is minus 2.5, minus 2.5. Okay, so now I'll apply the formula. Now L is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. Just by keeping the values here, minus 47, A is 18, n minus 1, and I have to find. Simply they are asking how many numbers. Find the number of terms. Okay, and D is minus 2.5. So if you solve this for n, you will get your final answer. Okay, now we will see the next variety of question. Okay, next variety of question is check whether minus 50. Now there is a term and we have to check whether that term belongs to the given AP or not. Okay, there is a term and we have to check whether that term is a part of the given AP or not. Check whether minus 150. Check whether minus 150 is a term of AP. Minus 150 is a term of AP, the term of AP 11, 8, 5, 2 and so on. Okay, check whether minus 150 is a term of AP 8, 11, 8, 5, 2 and so on. We have to check uh, if I continue the AP whether I will find this term in this AP or not. So for a while I am assuming let the nth term of the AP is this. Okay. So okay, here what we have, here we have A is equal to 11, D is equal to 8 minus 11, that is minus 3. Now suppose nth term of given AP is minus 150. Therefore, I can write an equal to minus 50. Okay, if I am assuming the third term is minus 150, that means value of third term is this. If I am assuming 17th term of AP is minus 150, that means value of 17th term is minus 150. Here I am assuming nth term of AP is minus 150, that means value of nth term must be minus 150. Okay, so now we'll apply the formula. Now an is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. Now by keeping the values here, minus 150 is equal to 11 plus n minus 1 at the place of d minus 3. Now when I solve this, now how do I confirm whether the uh, um, minus 150 belongs to the AP or not? For that, n must be a whole number, not actually whole number, n must be a natural number. If n is a natural number, I will say yes, minus 150 is the term of given AP. If n is not a natural number, it might be in decimal or it is negative, then definitely it won't be number because n is the position. It cannot be in decimals. No, we can't say that I stood 3.2 rank. Okay, I can't say that my rank is minus 17. So n must be a natural number. If n is a natural number, minus 150 will be a that particular number of the AP. So let us see how to solve this further. So minus 150 minus 11 is equal to n minus 1 minus 3. Okay, or if I solve this in this way, minus 150 is equal to 11 minus 3n minus 3n plus 3. So minus 150 is equal to 11 plus 3, 14 minus 3n. Okay, so further solving, minus 150 minus 14 is equal to minus 3n. So minus 3n is equal to minus 164. Okay, so n is equal to 164 upon 3. So n is definitely not a complete, not a natural number. If you divide this, you will get this 54 integer 2 by 3. Okay, so here I can say therefore n does not belongs to natural number, therefore minus 150 is not a term of given AP. In that way you have to conclude. Okay, so that was another type of question. Now let us see the next question. Okay, now you have to determine an AP whose third term, two different terms of that AP is given, and you have to find the AP. For example, third term and fifth term or seventh term. Two different terms of AP are given, and you have to determine the AP. To determine the AP, that means you have to determine the first 3 or 4 terms. In other words, you have to find the values of A and D. Okay, here question is determine the AP whose third term is 5. Okay, third term is 5 and and seventh term is 9 and the seventh term is 9, then you have to find the AP. That means you have to find the first term. See, whenever it is asked to find the determine AP or find the first 5 terms of AP, in other words, you must need the first term and the common difference. Okay, so here see A3 equal to 5. If I apply the formula AN equal to A plus n minus 1 into D, then A3 will be A plus 3 minus 1 into D. That is A3 will be A plus 2D. So simply I can write A plus 2D is equal to 5. Similarly, if I have A7 equal to 9, that means I have A plus 6D is equal to 9. So actually here you can see now you have two equations in which variables are A and D, isn't it? This is the equation containing AD. This is the equation containing A and D. By solving these two with the help of linear equation in two variables that we saw in our previous lecture, isn't it? We'll be able to get A and D, and by solving them, we'll be able to get the values sequence, that is AP. So, solving these two, let us say be first, let us say be second, what I will get simply, if I subtract first from second, what I will get 4D minus 2D, sorry, 6D minus 2D, 4D is equal to 4, that gives me D equal to 1. And if I put D equal to 1, I will get A equal to 3. So using these values, I can write AP, that is 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, and so on. Okay, A is equal to 3. Okay, you can check. See, the third term is 5. Okay, so it's easy. If you have two information, then it is easy to get the value of A and D. Okay, so now let us see the next question. Okay, next is question number 12 from your material. An AP consists of 50 terms, of which third term is 12 and the last term. Okay, almost similar question. It says there are 50 terms and the third term is 12. When it is said third term is 12, I had this information. Then it is written it has 50 terms and the value of last term. So it has 50 term and the value of last term, that means value of, actually you have 50th term 106. Okay, the last term is 106 and how many term it has? 50 terms, that means the value of 50th term is 106. Now it is almost similar to the previous question, isn't it? Value of two different terms is given and you have to find the AP. Okay, so I hope you will understand how to solve this. Now let us see the next question, question 13 from your material. If the third and the ninth term, it is again almost same thing. Third term and the ninth term is given. Third term of AP is 4. Okay, and the ninth term of AP is, third term and the ninth term of AP are 4 and minus 8. 4 and minus 8. Third term and the ninth term of AP are given. Now what we have to find, which term of AP is 0. Okay, which term of AP is 0. So to get that, that means if I assume the nth term is 0, then I will put an equal to 0 and then by solving this to get the value of n. Now when I put an equal to 0, that means a plus n minus 1 into d equal to 0. Okay, I'm assuming nth term is 0, that means this equal to 0, that is a plus uh, n minus 1 into d equal to 0. Okay, now to get the value of n, I must have a and d, and that we can find with the help of these two information that we saw right now. Okay, here a3 equal to 4, that is a plus 2d equal to 4. a9 equal to minus 8, that is a plus 8d equal to minus 9. Now if I subtract this will cancel out. Here I will get minus 6d, and over here I will get 13. Okay, a9 equal to minus 8. Let me confirm the question. Third and ninth term are 4 and minus 8. Okay, so d is 13 upon 6 with negative sign. Now by keeping the value of d in either of the equation, I will get a, and after getting a and d, I will put these values over here to get the value of n. Okay, so this is again the similar question in which these type of two informations are given. Till now they were directly asking that find the AP. Over here they are asking which term of AP will be 0, and to get the which term of AP will be 0, we must have the A and D. So with the help of this information, first you have to obtain A and the value of D, and then keeping those values in this formula, you will be able to obtain the value of unknown, that is n. Okay, so now let us come to the next question. See, I'm just giving you the different types of question, how to approach. I'm not giving you the calculation part that you have to do by your own. Now, 14th question. If 17th term of AP exceeds the 10th term by 7, if 17th term of AP, if 17th term of AP exceeds, if 17th term of AP exceeds the 10th term by 7, if 17th term of AP exceeds its 10th term by 7, that means this. Then what you have to find? Then you have to find the common difference. So simply a plus 17d, that is a plus 16d, is equal to a plus 9d is equal to, sorry, plus 7. A and a cancel. 16d minus 9d is equal to 7. 7d is equal to 7, so d is equal to 1. The only thing in this question was to write this with the help of the given statement. The statement was if the 17th term exceeds the 10th term by 7, that means 17th term is 7 more than its 10th term. Okay, now next is okay. Now next question is question number 17. It's one of the important questions. 17. How many three-digit numbers are divisible by 7? Okay. How many three-digit numbers are divisible by 7? This type of question, we'll see how to solve this. How many three-digit multiples of 7 are there? Okay, so we have to find, first of all, the number must be multiple of 7. Okay, as well as it should be of 3 digit. So how to approach, how to solve this type of question? See, multiples of 7 is an AP that we know. For example, table of 2, it's an AP. Table of 7, table of 3, table of 4, or multiples of 7, multiples of 4, multiples of 9, that always an AP. Okay, the only thing that what is the first term? If I say table of 2, then it gets starts from 2. Table of 7, it gets start from 7. But here uh, they are asking the first number, sorry, they are asking the three-digit multiples of 7. So very first thing that we have to obtain the very first three-digit number. Then we'll check whether it is multiple of 7 or not. So very first three-digit number is 100. But obviously this is not a multiple of 7. So let us divide this 100 by 7 and let us see what remainder we are getting. If I divide this 100 by 7, we are getting remainder 2. That means if I subtract 2, if I subtract 2 from this, The number whatever we I obtain will be a multiple of 7. Definitely 98 is a multiple of 7. But it is not a 2 digit, it is not a 3 digit number. And what we need? 3 digit multiples of 7. Okay, 3 digit multiple of 7. So this is the multiple of 7, but it is not a 3 digit. But definitely, if I add 7 in this, definitely I will get next number which is multiple of 7. So when I add 98 plus 7, what I will get? 105. So I can say 105 is the first 3 digit number which is a multiple of 7. Okay, so this gives me A. That means the first number in the sequence or the series. Okay, now there are limited numbers of 3 digit. Okay, so in that case, what is the last 3 digit number? Last 3 digit number is 999. Again, this is not a multiple of 7. So how to get the last 3 digit which is a multiple of 7? For that, again I have to divide it by 7. When I divide it by 7, let us see what we are getting. Okay, here we are getting remainder 5. That means if I subtract 5 from this, I will get 999 minus 5, I will get 994. So this is a 3 digit number as well as multiple of 7. So I can say this is the last number which is a 3 digit as well as multiple of 7, because if I add 7 in this like this, I will get a 4 digit number. I will get 1001, isn't it? And that will be definitely multiple of 7, but that won't be 3 digit number. So this is the last number which is multiple of 7. So in that way I got the sequence or AP in which first term is 105 and the last term is 994. As well as we got one more thing, that the common difference is 7. So here A is equal to 105. Okay, L is equal to 994 and D is equal to 7. Now what we have to find? How many? Number of terms. That means N we have to find. Okay, let the number of terms be N. So I have to find N. Now instead of L I can write also AN, because I am considering it as N terms. And this is the last term. So now AN is equal to, or L is equal to A plus N minus 1 into D. Simply I will put the value of AN, A and D to get the value of N. So AN is equal to, or L is equal to 994, A is 105, N plus N minus 1, D is 7. Okay, so by simplifying this, you will get the value of N. So over here, this is the way to get the value, to get the AP. Okay, now in when we'll see one more question of the similar type, and over there you have to take care of one special term. Okay, so now question 17, how many multiples of lie, how many multiples of 4, multiples of 4, multiples of 4 lie between, lie between 10 and 250, or suppose 8 and 8 and uh, 800. So as it is written lie between, that means we won't include 4, we won't include 800. That we have to take care. When it is asked lie between, then definitely if the extreme terms follow satisfied the given condition, still you won't include. Okay, do not include this first and the last. Okay, for example, instead of 8 it is given 10, and instead of 801 it is, sorry, 800 it is given 801, then definitely they won't be included because they are not the multiples of 4 also. But even though the extremes satisfied the condition and it is written lie between, then you have to exclude those terms. Okay, here I am writing 8 and here I am writing 800, so I won't include 8, I won't include 800. So in that case, what will be the first term after 8, which is the multiple of 4, that is 12, that will be A. What will be the last term just before 800, that is 796. Now definitely I will check whether it is multiple of 4 or not. Definitely if 800 is a multiple of 4, by subtracting 4 it will be multiple of 4 only. So this will be the first term, this will be the last term. Now you have to obtain n. Okay, I hope you get this. If it is written between, then won't include the first and the last or the extreme terms. If it is written, find the multiples of how many multiples of 4 from this to that, then in that case you have to add. In the same question, if I ask uh, how many multiples of 4 are there from 8 to 800, then A will be 8 and L will be 800. So that you have to take care. Okay, now next. Okay, next we will see determine AP whose third term is 16th. Okay, whose third term is 16. Okay, and 16th and the seventh term exceeds, and seventh term exceeds the fifth term by by 12. So this is again almost similar. We have two relations between A and D. Third term is 16, that is A plus 2D equal to 16. Okay, seventh term exceeds the fifth term by 12. That means A plus 6D is equal to A plus 4D plus 12. Now, when I solve this, simply I will get the value of 2D equal to 12, D equal to 6. Okay, by putting the value of D over here, I will get A, and definitely after getting A and D, I can find anything. Anything means I can find AP, I can find any required term like 17th term, 19th term and whatever. Okay, now next we will see that how to find the nth term of an AP from the end of the AP. Okay, from the last of the AP. So next question is question number 20. I am taking question number 20. Find the 20th term from the last. Okay, find the 20th term. Find the 20th term from the last. From the 20th term from the last. Now 20th term from the last, AP is given 3, 8, 13. Last of AP 3, 8, 13 and 253. 13. Definitely when they are asking the last from the last, definitely they will give you the last term of the AP. So 3, 8, 13 and last term is 250. So over there you have to remember this formula. See here, for nth term we have formula A plus n minus 1 into D. Find the nth term from the last, just make one difference. Okay, an from last is equal to, instead of A, put L. See, simply I have to count it from the last, so I am considering this as the first term. Okay, this is the first term. So at the place of A, I am putting n. Again, n minus 1, I keep it as it is. Now, over here, D is 8 minus 3. But as I am counting the numbers from the last, D will be reverse. So at the place of D, I will put minus D. So simply remember this formula. An from last is equal to L plus n minus 1 multiplied by minus D. Find the D as you find and just put minus sign. So here L is equal to 253. Okay. And D is equal to 8 minus 3, that is 5. So A 20 from last is equal to L plus, or simply 250, or let me write a formula, an from the last is equal to L plus n minus 1 into minus d. So A20 from last, at the place of L I will put 253 plus 20 minus 1 minus 5. Just by simplifying this, 253, 20 minus 1 is 19, 19 into 5 minus 95. Okay. (158) is the 20th term from the last. Simply you have to remember this formula. That's it. Okay, so and that is all about the questions related to the nth term. Now we will see question related to the sum of n terms. So before we proceed to that, we'll see the formula to get the sum of n terms of AP. So sum of n terms of AP is given by n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d, or one more formula I can see, n by 2 a plus l. These two formulas you need to get the sum of n terms of AP depend on the question. If the first term and the last term directly given, we'll go for this. If the n number of terms and d and first term is given, then we'll go with this. Okay, so let us see the very first question based on this. Simply find the sum of first 22 terms. Okay, and AP is given. You have to find the sum of first 22 terms. S22 we have to obtain for the AP, for the AP 8 3 minus 2, 8 comma 3 comma minus 2. Okay, simply what you have to do, you have to put the values of a, d and n in the formula. So here we have a is equal to 8, d is equal to 3 minus 8, that is minus 5, and n is equal to 22. That means I have to find the sum of first 22 terms. That means n equal to 22. Now we'll apply the formula. Now Sn is equal to n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So S22 is equal to, at the place of n, what I will put, 22 upon 2. 2 into a is 8 plus n, that is 22 minus 1, d is minus 5. Simply you have to put the values of a, n and d in the formula to get the sum. So this is 11, 16, now 22 minus 1 is 21, 21 into 5, 105 with negative sign. Okay, sum might be negative. So because this is decreasing AP, so but obvious sum will be negative. So in that way you can find the sum of required number of terms in an AP using the formula. Okay, next, suppose the question is find the sum of first 1000 positive integers. Sum of first 1000 positive integers. So formula is same. The only thing what you have to do, sum of first 1000 positive. So that gives you, first of all, n is equal to 1000, isn't it? Then positive integers, that means they get to start from this 1, 2, 3 up to 1000, isn't it? So here I can use this formula as well, because I have the last term, I have the first term, and I have the number of terms. Okay, n is equal to this, L is also equal to this, and A is equal to 1. So using this formula, I will get the sum of first 1000 integers, A plus L. So n is 1000 by 2, 1 plus 1000. Okay, using this formula I will get the sum of. So it is with the help of this you should understand they are asking to get the sum of this. Instead of first 1000 positive integer they can say that find the sum of first 1000 positive even integers, or find the sum of first 39 uh, positive odd integers. So that you have to check what will be A, what will be D, what will be the last term, and using this formula you will be able to get the sum of required number of terms. Okay, so next, suppose an AP is given, simply find the sum. Okay, now the same question can we ask, the sum, find the sum. Okay, how it is given, minus 37, minus 33, okay, dot dot dot, and finally at the end it is given 212 terms. 212 terms. But obviously it is given this is an AP. Okay, so here A is equal to minus 37, D is equal to minus 33 plus 37, that is 4. Okay, and N is equal to 12. Simply you will apply this formula. We have N, we have A, we have D. So using this formula it is possible to get the sum. Okay, just I am giving you the different type of uh, variety of question that can be asked. Okay, formula and the calculation part you have to do by your own. Now next, suppose again they are saying find the sum. Find the sum. Now this time the expression or the AP or whatever it is given in this form, 34 plus 32 plus 30, and finally it is given plus 10. Okay, in the previous sum it was given up to the term. Here it is not given up to the term. That means N is not given over here. So here we have A 34, we have D 32 minus 34, that is minus 2. We have last term 10, but N is not given over here. So first of all we have to find the N. Now how to find the N, that we know. First term is given, common difference is given, so we can find N using the formula. So AN is equal to, here I can say AN, or the last term is given 10. Okay, so L is equal to A plus N minus 1 into D. So 10 is equal to 34 plus N minus 1 into minus 2. Solving this, you will get the value of N. Okay, 10 minus 34 minus 24 by minus 2 equal to N minus 1, 12 plus 1, 13. So N is equal to 13. Here I got the number of terms. Now I can apply the formula of this, Sn equal to N by 2 A plus L, because I have the last term. As well as I can use this formula because I have N as well. So if number of terms are not given, first you have to find the number of terms using this formula, and then you have to obtain the value of uh, sum of n terms. Okay, so that was the another type of question. Okay, now let us see the next type of question. Now again, if I use this formula, see, Sn is equal to n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Now over here, if you observe carefully, we have n, we have Sn, we have a and d. That means 4 variables are there. Now using this formula, 3 variables will be given to you, and you have to find the value of the fourth variable. And this type of questions are given in question number 28 in your material. So we'll see one or two questions. So first one, A is given, D is given. Okay, A is 5, D is 3, An equal to 50. An is equal to 50. Okay, so A is given, D is given, and AN. Now AN means the last term. Last term is given, and what you have to find? Two things you have to find. First, you have to find N, and another thing you have to find Sn. See, but obvious, without finding the N, it is not possible to find Sn, at least in this question. So first we will find N using the formula An equal to A plus N minus 1 into D. Okay, using this formula, I will obtain the value of N, isn't it? An is 50, A is 5, D is given. Okay, and after getting N using this formula, N by 2 A plus L, because this San is, that is L only. Okay, or if you want to use this formula, you can find this. So this is the question. Okay, again I am saying, using this formula, three variables will be given to you, and you have to find the fourth variable or the unknown one. Let us see one more. It is given A12 equal to 37. Okay, A12 is equal to 37, D equal to 3. D is equal to 3. What you have to find? S12. Okay, 37th term is given, D is given, sum of 12 terms. So if I see this, to get the sum of 12 terms, I need N, that is 12. Okay, then I need A, which is not given, then I need N, which is also not given, and then I need D, which is given. So I need to find A and the value of N. So it is given S12, sorry, A12. So A12 is A plus 6D, 37. If I put the value of D over here, I will get A, isn't it? And that is sufficient, because I need S12. I can write this 12 by 2 A plus A12 last term. Okay, A12 is the, see, they are asking the sum of 12 terms, and the 12th term is also given. That means the 12th term is considered to be the last term. So using this formula, I will be able to get the value of S12. Okay, now next type of question, how many terms of AP must be taken to get the sum as 637? This type of question. So it is given how many terms of AP 9, 17, 25, so that sum becomes 636. Okay, so this is again the similar question only. The only thing is that this is framed in a different way. Here, first term is given as the second term, that means common difference is given, and sum is given. So what we have to find? N. So if I use this formula, Sn equal to n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So at the place of Sn, I'll put 636. At the place of n, I put n, because that I need to find. 2a, that is a is 9, so 2a, that is 18. N minus 1, d is 17 minus 9, that is 8. Okay, so 636 is equal to, now there are so many ways to simplify this. What I am taking common. 2 has been taken common, so 9 plus n minus 1 into 4. This 2 and 2 cancel out. 636 is equal to n 9 4n minus 4. So this will become 636 is equal to n 9 minus 4 is 5, so 4n plus 5. So ultimately I will get a quadratic equation over there, 4n square plus 5n, isn't it? So equation is 4n square plus 5n minus 636 is equal to 0. Now I am considering that you are able how to get the values of n with the help of splitting the middle term, or by uh, completing the square method, or by formula method. Okay, so in that way you will get the value of n. Now it is quite possible that you will get two different values of n. Okay, and definitely one will be a natural number and another might be negative, might be an integer. So you can neglect that because we have to find n, that is number of terms. It cannot be negative, it cannot be as well as in the p upon q form. So by solving this you will get your answer. Okay, now let us see the next type of question. Okay, next, first term and the last term and the sum. Three things are given simply. First term of AP is A. Almost similar. First term of AP is 5. Last term of AP is 45. Okay, and the sum of n terms is sum of n terms is 400. 400. What you have to find? D and N. Okay, that you have to obtain. So again, if you apply the formula, uh, Sn is equal to n by 2 a plus l. Okay, a is given, l is given, Sn is given. So directly you will get n, isn't it? Sn equal to 400, n by 2. A is 5, L is 45. So 400 multiplied by 2 is equal to n multiplied by 50. So 400 into 2 upon 50 is equal to n. That gives you the value of n. N is equal to 16. Now n equal to 16. So using this formula, that is an is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. We have an, that is last term 45. We have a, that is 5. We have n, so it is easy to get the value of d. Okay, in short, if you know these four formulas, you will be able to solve any question related to AP. Okay, now okay, now again similar question, find the sum of first 22 terms. You have to find the sum of first 22 terms. S22 you have to obtain, where D and 22nd term are given. D is given 7 and 22nd term is also given, that is 149. So you have to find this. Now if I apply the formula of Sn to obtain this, n by 2 a plus l. Okay, so to get S22, n is 22. Okay, I need uh, instead of, okay, see, if I say S22, then it will become 22 by 2 a plus a22, isn't it? So this is given. Now only thing that I need is a, and that I can find using the formula this an equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. So a22 is equal to a plus, now n is 22 minus 1, d is 7. Now, a22 is 149 is equal to a, that I need to find 22 minus 1 is 21 into 7. Using this I will obtain a, and by putting the value of a over here I will get S22. Okay, now next is find the sum of first 15 terms whose second and third term are given. Okay, second term and third term are given and they are asking to find the sum 51 terms. So it is easy. Second term is given. How much it is? Second term is 14 and the third term is 18. And what we have to find? Sum of 51 terms. First 51 terms. So it's very easy. See, we know the formula of this sum of n term that needs n, which is given, that needs a as well as d. So that we get with the help of this. See, a plus d equal to 14 and a plus 2d is equal to 18. Using this, I will be get the value of a and d, and then by putting the values in this 51 by 2, 2a plus 51 minus 1 into d. Isn't it? Using this formula, it is easy to get a and d. I will obtain from these two, and by putting those values over here, definitely I will get the value of S51. Okay, now next. Okay, sum of first 7 terms is given and the 17 term is given. Okay, sum of first 7 terms, that means S7 is given. How much it is? S7 is 49 and S17 is 289. Then we have to obtain Sn. Now, simply to obtain Sn or sum of n terms, what we need? A, D and n. N is given. Okay, Sn, so n is given. A and D. Two things we need. So S7, that is 7 by 2, 2a plus 7 minus 1 into D is equal to 49. Okay, so 7 by 2, 2a plus 6d is equal to 49. 7 by 2, 2 is common, a plus 3d is equal to 49. Now this 2 and 2 cancel, this 7 and 49 cancel. So what I got? A plus 3d equal to 7. Okay, now when I simplify this, S17, so 17 by 2, 2a plus 17 minus 1 into d is equal to 289. So 17 by 2, 2a plus 16d is equal to 289. Okay, 17 by 2, 2 is taken common, a plus 8d is equal to 289. So 2 and 2 cancel, 17, 17s are. So a plus 8d is equal to 70. Now with the help of these two, I will get a as well as d. And after getting a and d, I will put the values of a and d in this formula. 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So I will get Sn. Now, the one thing that I can assure about this is 7, 14. So 7 square is 49. Here it is 17, 289. So 17 square is 289. So definitely Sn is going to be n square. Okay, so now let us see the next question. Okay, now next question is, okay, show that given expression is AP or not. Okay, so here it is given a n is equal to 3 plus 4n. We have to show that this represents an AP. So it's very easy. See, an is given, so I can find a1, that is 3 plus 4 into 1, that is 7. Then I can find a2. See, an is given, so putting n equal to 1, I will get the value of a1. Putting n equal to 2, I will get the value of a2. Okay, so a2 is 3 plus 8, that is 11. Now I have a1 and a2, so I can find d. Okay, or I can find a3, then I can find a4, then I can find a5. After obtaining this a1, a2, a3 and a5, now I will find a2 minus a1. Okay, then a3 minus a2, then a4 minus a3, then a5 minus a4. If all these values are same, then definitely the given expression is an AP. Okay, then definitely given expression will be an AP. So you can check over here, it is 7, then 11, then it will 15, then this will be 19, then this will be 23. Now definitely you can check 11 minus 7, 4, okay, 15 minus 11, that is 4, 19 minus 15, that is 4, 23 minus 19, that is 4. So common difference is same, the difference is same, so it's an AP. Okay, now next we will see that okay, here you can remember one thing, that whenever you get a expression which is which is a linear expression in n, then definitely that represents an AP. Okay, suppose you are getting 2n minus 7, definitely it's a linear expression, so it is definitely n, represents an AP. If an is a linear expression, then definitely it's an AP, and the common difference is the coefficient of n. Okay, in the previous one the common difference was 4. Okay, because it was 3 plus 4n, so coefficient of n is the common difference. Now suppose you have an expression in this Sn equal to 2n square minus 3, then definitely this also represents an AP. Okay, also represents an AP, and coefficient of common difference is twice the coefficient of n in case of Sn. For example, here it is 2n square, so common difference is going to be 4. Okay, suppose I write Sn equal to 5n square minus 3n, then common difference will be 5 2s are 10. Okay, this also represents an AP. If Sn is in the quadratic form, then it represents AP. If An is in a linear form, then it represents an AP. Okay, now next is find the sum of first 15 multiples of 8. Find the sum of first 15 multiples of 8. So it is almost similar to the question that how many multiples of 8 are there. So first 15 multiples of 8. So A is 8. See, it goes like this: 8, 16, 24, and so on. So A is 8, D is 8. Over here n is 15. Number of terms are 15. So simply applying the formula Sn equal to n by 2 2a plus n minus 1 into d gives you the sum of first 15 multiples. You have to put n equal to 15, a equal to 8, d equal to 8, and so on. Okay, now suppose they are asking find the sum of first, or find the sum of first um, 40 positive integers divisible by 6. Okay, so again the same thing, we just obtain A, D. Okay, first 40 positive integers. So here A is 6, D is again 6, and n is equal to 40, because it is the first positive integers divisible by 6. So n is equal to 40. Okay, so just by applying this formula, we will be able to get the value of n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into t. This gives you the sum of first 40 positive integers which are divisible by 6. So that is all about this chapter. Now again, in this chapter, word problems has been excluded from your syllabus this year. Okay, so here I'm finishing this revision of arithmetic progression. Now in next lecture we'll start revision of trigonometry. So till then, bye, thank you.